Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ollie, I'm 48 years old and I live in Northwest London in a shared ownership flat. I created this new series for any potential first-time buyers navigating London or indeed a UK property market and thinking about shared ownership as a viable option. I bought my share of the flat where I'm at right now back in 2022 when I was 44. So I've been here for 4 years. For a bit of a background, I immigrated to the UK from Slovakia, back then Czechoslovakia, in 1997. So I have been here for almost 30 years. And I've lived through the 2008 financial crash. And like a lot of people, especially in London, I spent most of my adult life renting in shared houses because living alone in London just has not been a financially possible option. And especially for an immigrant with zero experience, zero backup, zero savings, right? And eventually, after years and years of scraping and saving and little tiny inheritance from my dad, who sadly passed away back in 2014, I managed to put together around £10,000. And this I wanted to use for deposit and for the legal fees and all the associated costs connected to buying your first flat. Even then, and this journey started 6-7 years ago, no bank wanted to lend to me. I had ongoing debts, no safety net, no family support, nothing to fall back on. So I was a massive risk for any bank. And shared ownership kind of felt like the only possible option because you purchase a specific percentage and then you can staircase and buy more and more if and when you can afford it. And I just couldn't magic any further money out of a thin air, so that was the only options I looked at. So I searched and I viewed and I eventually bought a 25% share of a 2-bed, 2-bath flat in Northwest London. And with shared ownership, you only need 5% deposit, so there was a massive plus as well. Now, shared ownership is advertised everywhere as affordable housing and a way to get your foot on a property ladder. Very glossy ads, especially all over Instagram at the moment. Shiny brochures, brand new builds. What's not to like, right? Well, welcome to Smoke and Mirrors, which is an apt title for my new series. I started this series to share my own personal experience, the parts that nobody tells you about, the confusing bits, the hidden costs, the massive service charges, Section 22 drama, no regulations, building management chaos, and everything I've learned over the last 4 years along the way. So if you want to find out what shared ownership is really like for a real first-time buyer in late 40s by now, follow along and watch out for my next video where I'm going to start with a biggie, and that's the service charges. And it's probably going to be a long video. And just to be clear, just in case of defamation and libel laws in the UK, everything that I'm going to share in this series is based on my own personal experience, all documented evidence I have, and my opinions as a shared ownership buyer in London through unregulated charity masquerading housing providers. So I hope you follow along, and I shall see you in my first proper episode of Smoke and Mirrors. Thank you for watching.